Let us recommit on this National Heroes Day to respect life.
I'm very pleased to announce that we have reached a staff-level agreement on a new economic program with the IMF. We are now considering how to get more liquidity into the mortgage market so that mortgage rates can come down even further.
This is Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Simone Wolf. On Heroes Day 2016, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora to continue the selfless work of our national heroes. In rededicating ourselves to building a greater society, Mr. Holness said we should all shun crime which constrains our freedom.
We must pull together, not pull apart. We must build bridges, not walls. We must shake hands, not clench fists. Let us rekindle the flame of cooperation, consensus building.
Prime Minister Holness honored the country's national heroes in a wreath-laying ceremony early Monday morning, and later he attended the National Honors and Awards ceremony at King's House, where 200 Jamaicans received awards. On Heroes Weekend, the Prime Minister saluted the nation's Olympic and Paralympic athletes who represented Jamaica in Rio, Brazil this year. On Friday, Mr. Holness hosted a reception at Jamaica House, complete with performances and presentations to the athletes. He also joined the athletes at the Rio Sports Gala and Awards show at the National Indoor Sports Center.
We do intend to build a legacy symbol for our athletes. And I've directed the Minister of Sport, the Minister of Tourism to develop the concept and come to the nation, because the nation has to have participation in anything that we do to represent the legacy of our athletes.
On Thursday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that the island had secured a new staff-level agreement with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. If approved by the IMF Executive Board in November, Jamaica will have access to $1.7 billion over 3 years. The new agreement replaces the extended fund facility, which expires at the end of March next year. At the joint GOJ-IMF press conference, Mr. Holness said the agreement was an insurance policy against unforeseen economic shocks such as hurricanes.
Our request to move to a precautionary arrangement is a sign of strength and reflects the policy credibility and strong macroeconomic management of the Jamaican government.
The Prime Minister also revealed that the new IMF agreement would focus heavily on streamlining the public sector.
To bolster the resilience of our financial system and to implement initiatives that unlock Jamaica's growth potential and promote private sector job creation.
Increasing access to housing was the main area of discussion as the Prime Minister addressed the second annual Real Estate Symposium last Wednesday. Mr. Holness said government was fine-tuning a policy for a secondary mortgage market in Jamaica. This would make it easier for new home buyers to access loans through the buying and selling of servicing rights with lenders and investors. Mr. Holness added that government was looking to introduce reverse mortgages whereby a homeowner can borrow money against the value of his or her home. No repayment is usually required until the borrower dies or the home is sold. According to the Prime Minister, reverse mortgages would have a positive effect on communities that have a high rate of senior citizens who do not have the resources to maintain their houses.
We have started the process of doing an evaluation as to the possibility of putting in place reverse mortgages as a feature of the Jamaican mortgage system.
And Prime Minister Holness said drafting instructions had been issued for a Townhouse Act to govern gated communities. He said the act would effectively curtail urban decay and fall in property prices.
This is such an important piece of legislation to bring order to development and to preserve the value of people's real estate investment.
And competing on quality was the mantra as Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressed the Bureau of Standards National Quality Awards Wednesday night.
Our strategy has to be in creating quality products. So yes, we need to be price competitive, But more importantly, we need to be quality competitive.
And finally, Mr. Holness met with a delegation from the Jamaica National Heritage Trust last week. He was joined by Permanent Secretary Audrey Sewell. And that's how we close Jamaica House Weekly. Do join us next time for more of the news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.